Shalom. All right, I'll be with you in just a second. Shalom. I'm gonna get started in just a second. How everybody doing? Shabbat shalom to everybody. You know, shalom. I'm about to start giving just a second. Shalom, shalom. Everybody doing? Hey man, Zaquanda, the Zaquanium is out there putting some bunch of powerful messages out there, telling y'all to get ready for these last days, which y'all should have been doing already. You know, trying to get ready for these last days a long time ago, getting prepared, getting your spirits prepared, getting your family prepared. You know, slide with that bad. Getting your family prepared, spiritually. You know, things about to get crazy. Y'all always need a warning. You know how Israel is. Israel always need a warning. Let them know it's cracking. You know, about to cut my camera on just a second. And be patient with me. It's gonna be a good Sabbath service. The Most High's word is always good. Right? History and everything. Yeah. All right. Yeah. All right, here we go. Shalom. All right. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praises, honor, and glory to the Most High God Yahweh, and we do so in the name of His only begotten Son, Hamashiach Yahweh Shai, who the world ignorant calls Jesus Christ, Shemai, Yasharala, Yahweh, Allah Hayanawa, Yahweh Chut. Our hero Israel, the Lord our God is one Lord. Shalom to you all. Let me pat the baby fro. Um, wow. Yeah, let me check my volume. Shalom, so okay. My volume's good. Yeah, pull the blue letter. Okay, cool. All right, share my screen. Mm, I thought it was already working. Yeah. Yeah. All right, man. Start this. We're gonna keep this the same like always. We're gonna start off with prayers. I was waiting on the soldier to get from the restroom. We're gonna start this prayers and get on with this lesson. All right, today again, like every other every Saturday, week in and week out, we start with the prayers, and this is the Torah portions. All right, we come to y'all. We read line upon line, here a little, there a little, like we always do. We read everything in context. This is a day for people to tune in and ask questions, and you know what I'm saying, and to add a little input, and to learn, because we're going from the top to the bottom. We're going chapter to chapter. You know what I mean? That way everybody can understand. That way nobody has a different understanding. So if you opt out of Torah portions, something wrong with you. If y'all not tuning in every Sabbath for the Torah portions, hey, there's a lot wrong with you, because you're going to be judged according to this law. And it's best that you learn the law. That way, you through the scripture would think that you were in a good state. You know what I mean? Let me pull that for you. Salakia. But yeah, back to what I was saying. Let me go there real quick. So yeah, like I was saying, Torah portions is a great service to tune into because you are reading from the top to the bottom. You're getting all the milk. None is spilling on your mouth and anything. Is yeah, you're getting the best of it. Nothing is broken down. You're getting how the Most High wrote it. Okay. Okay. This is Romans chapter 15 verse 4. Romans chapter 15 verse 4. For whatsoever things were written aforetime were written for our learning. And the law was written aforetime before you. Okay. And it was written for your learning. This is the milk. And that's why I put up there the milk. This is the milk that through the patience and the comfort of the scriptures might have hope. And through patient, being patient means in time. Being patient means there's a time. In these times, right? Having patience in these times, that through patience and comfort of the scriptures might have hope, right? Now, the God of patience, consolation, grant you to be like-minded one toward another, according to Christ Yahushua Mashiach, who you ignorantly call Jesus Christ. So tune into the Sabbath service. That way you are like-minded with the Most High Yahweh and His Son Yahushua, thus being like-minded with us on one accord. And we're all doing the same thing, thinking about the same thing, right? That ye may with one mind and one mouth glorify Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua, even the Father of our Lord Yahushua, right? So let me start off this before we start praying. You know, it's Colossians chapter 3 and verse 17. And it reads, and whatsoever ye do in word or deed, do all in the name of our Lord, do all in the name of the Lord Yahushua, giving thanks unto God and the Father by him. All right? Always giving thanks to the Most High Yahweh through his Son, right? Yahamashiach Yahushua, who you're going to call Jesus Christ. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to put the screen back on our banner, and we're going to get these prayers going. And then everybody, you can join us in these prayers. And after the prayers, we start the service. All right? Give me a second. We'll start the prayers. All right, everybody, we about to start. Oh, no. Oh, goodness. Oh, goodness. Huh? Now we're gonna go over here because the mic won't stretch. All right. This is the Abanawa to the book of Matthew, chapter 6, verse 9 to 15. Go now. To my smile. God. She comes. How will come? Zaka. Ya. Sha. Za. Ya. Machimai. Now. Come. Salakino. Kabapino. Salakino. Kabapino. Wala'a. Now. Saiwan. Oh. Shino. Ra. Ya. Ka. Aqua. Ala. Ra. Aluminium. Shil. Yahushua. Chiago. Father. Hashem. Yahushua. Chiago. Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Hallowed be thy kingdom come, thy kingdom come, thy will be done, thy will be done on earth as heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts, we forgive our debtors, and lead us not into temptation, but us, of you. Give us the kingdom, thine is the kingdom, power, and glory, forever. Hashem, Shah, Shah, Asherah. This is a prayer to teach us. Blessed are they that dwell in thy house. They will still be praising the Lord. Happy is that people that is in such a case. Again, happy is that people of the highest Yahweh. I will extol thee on the highest, and I will bless thy name ever and ever. Every day will I bless thee, and I will praise thy name forever, ever. Great is Yahweh to be praised, and greatness is unsearchable. One generation shall praise thy works to another, shall declare thy acts. I will speak of the glorious honor of thy majesty, of thy wondrous works. Men shall speak of thy might, thy eternal facts, and I will declare thy great. They shall abundantly utter the benefit of thy great. They shall sing of thy righteousness, Yahweh is gracious and compassionate, slow to anger, great mercy. Yahweh is good to all. His tender mercies are over all his works. Thy kingdom is like all thy works shall praise thee, O Yahweh, thy saints shall bless thee. They shall speak of the glory of thy kingdom and talk of thy power, to make known to the sons of men thy acts. Glorious majesty of his kingdom. Thy kingdom is an everlasting kingdom, and thy dominion worth of all generations. Yahweh upholdeth all that fall, all those that be bowed down, bow down. The eyes of all wait upon thee. Thou givest them their meat season. Thou openest thine hand, satisfieth the desire of every living thing. Yahweh is righteous in all his ways, holy in all his works. Yahweh is nigh unto all them that call upon him, to all that call upon him in truth. He will fulfill the desire of them that fear him. He also will hear their cry and will save them. Yahweh preserveth all them that love him, but all the wicked will he destroy. My mouth shall speak of the praises of Yahweh, and let all flesh bless his holy name forever and ever. For we will bless the Yahweh from this time forth forevermore. Hallelujah. Yeah. Hallelujah. Yeah. Yeah. Hashem. 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 Alright, this is the first 3 prayers of the Amaya. Number 1, Yahweh, Allah, Yah, Asanahu, Allah, Yah, Abraham, Allah, Yah, Itzhak, Allah, Yah, Yekwa, Allah, Sharia, one, all, Him, Rock, Da, How, Good, Abraham, Forward, House, or Labalam, How, Machaya, Yam, Ya, Ka, La, Ya, Ya, Ra, Ta, How, Machaya, Yam, Warsha, How, Ta, Dash, Washika, Wash, Walk at the washing, Call, Allah, Ta, How, Allah, Wash you, how our fathers, our Abraham, our Isaac, our Yaquah, mighty power, side power, who bestowed mercy, you, how should obey, but mighty hope, forever. And how will see the dead, who is comparable to you, King of eternity, because death is life. But to you, how is life to the dead, holy hour, your name is so one day, forever. But you, the how is holy Hashem, Shah, Amen. A psalm for the Shabbat day. It is a good thing to give thanks unto Yahweh, to praise unto thy name, O Most High. To shoot forth thy loving kindness in the morning, thy faithfulness every night. Upon an instrument of 10 strings, upon a paddle string, upon the harp, a solemn sound. Without Yahweh, to make glad for thy work. I will triumph in thy works of thy hands, O Yahweh. How great are thy works, and thy thoughts are very deep. Foolish man knoweth not, neither doeth a fool understand this. When the wicked spring as the grass, when all the workers of iniquity do flourish, it is that they shall be destroyed forever. But thou, Yahweh, art most high forevermore. Below, thy enemies, Yahweh, for lo, thine enemy shall perish. All the workers of iniquity shall be scattered. But my horn shalt thou exalt, like the horn of I shall be anointed with fresh oil. My eye also shall see my desire on my enemies, and my ear shall hear my desire of the wicked that rise up against me. Righteous shall flourish like a palm tree. He shall grow like a cedar in Lebanon. Those that be planted in the house of the Yahweh shall flourish in the course of our life. They shall bring forth fruit of age. They shall be fat and flourishing to show that Yahweh is upright. He is my rock. There is no unrighteousness in him. Hallelujah. 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 Hashem, Hashem, Shah, Shalom, Mashiach. I just want to speak something about understanding. He said, my ear shall hear my desire, but I prefer of the wicked that rise up against you. I want to hear these things about them that will kill us and rise up against us. Son said, the righteous shall flourish like a palm tree. Right? How does a palm tree grow? Not fast, but in time, and patient. Patience is the time shall flourish like a palm tree. Right? He shall grow like a cedar in Lebanon, big tree strong. But understand, those that be planted in the house of the Yahweh shall flourish in the course of our life. Right? So from us, from seeds being planted in us, tied to us, it will water when you minister to them. Tied. And the men, they shall bring fruit. They shall be fat and flourish. Not fat. It's talking about rich spirit and truth. Okay? To shoot. Listen to shoot. I was up and understand. All right. So, hallelujah. Hallelujah. Yeah. Hashem. Shah. Shah. God help the old man. Help me understand. Help me, brother. No, eat. Y'all had it, dog. That's yeah. Man, y'all should saw it, man. You brothers couldn't look me up. Ain't sad. All right. Shalom to those who are tuning in. We just finished the prayers like we always do. But hey, like usual, we about to get it in. Um, all right, all right, all right. And we about to get it in, y'all. Teach y'all a little something, something about the law. You know, hey. Excuse me. So I can. I'm gonna go to this again. Colossians 3:17. And whatsoever ye do in the word or deed, do all in the name of the Lord Yahushua, right? Giving thanks to God and the Father by him, all right? The water Yahweh, the water Yahushua, Hashem Yahushua, the water Yahweh, Hashem Yahushua, all right? Word or deed, speaking about and the good things that you do. You know what I'm saying? When somebody comes over there, hey, thank you for what you're doing. You say, what? You say, no, the water Yahweh, Hashem Yahushua. That's what you say. And word, you're teaching somebody, showing them something. You say, hey, and they say, man, thank you for showing me now. Thank you, Yahweh, Hashem Yahushua. That's what you say. Giving all praise to the Father. All right. So we're going to go to So we're going to read from Genesis chapter 18, verse 1 to Genesis chapter 22 to verse 24. So this is Genesis chapter 18 and verse 1. And the Lord, right, appeared unto him in the plains of Mamre. This is not Yahweh. He's just bringing a message of Yahweh. This is the spirit of Yahweh, right? Appeared unto him in the plains of Mamre. And he sat in the tent door in the heat of the day. And he lifted up his eyes and looked, and lo, there men stood by him, men, plural, stood by him. And when he saw them, plural, he ran to meet them for the tent door and bowed himself toward the ground. And that's why we said bow. We're teaching y'all to bow to the Most High and praise the Most High. When I pray, I like to lay flat on my face. And this is showing you right here. And he ran to meet them from the tent door and bowed himself toward the ground, right? But I like to lay flat on my stomach on the ground with my hands up like that, right? And he said, my Lord, if now I have found favor. I'll plug this in. Slide. Genesis 18 and verse 3, chapter 18, verse 3. And let's start with verse 2. And he lifted up his eyes and looked, and lo, 3 men stood by him. And when he saw them, he ran to meet them from the tent door and bowed himself toward the ground. He said, my Lord, right? Master. He's saying, my master. If now I have found favor in thy sight, pass not away. I pray thee from thy servant, right? And Abraham is letting you know, when you found favor in the sight of the Most High, great things happen to you. Not all the time that angels will show up, these powers will show up to you, but these good things happen. Okay. Let a little water, I pray you, be fetched, and wash your feet, and rest yourselves under the tree. And I will fetch a morsel of bread. So is he bringing this bread to these spirits, to these angels, these powers that, they'll eat the bread and then just fall to the ground? Think about that. All right. And I will fetch a morsel of bread and comfort ye your hearts. And this is why Torah portions is very important. You see the things that are answered for people and how they think today in the church that a spirit is some, he just he floats through the wall, even though they can, but they just don't understand the power of Yahweh and that he has. Y'all got to understand the power of the Most High, man. And a lot of people like to over-exaggerate the power of the Most High, even though you cannot go too far praising the Most High. You can never praise him enough. But I'm just saying your understanding of the Most High is not accurate. Okay? We worship the living and invisible living power that you cannot see. All right. So right here. For therefore are ye come to your servant? And they said, the powers, the angels saying, right? So do as thou hast said. Like, go get some bread. Go get something to eat. They hungry. Letting you know that they're going to eat, right? And Abraham hastened into the tent unto Sarah, princess, and said, make ready quickly 3 measures of fine milk. Knead it, right? And make cakes upon the hearth. Let's see what it means by this. That's why it's important, because I like to go through and let you know what they're talking about through the spirit of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. All right. Dough. Lush, primitive root to knead, right? Dough. Talking about dough. To knead dough, to make some bread, to be strong, firm, right? To knead dough. That's what he's talking about. Knead it and make it. Knead it and make cakes upon the hearth. What is that? It's a hearth. This is what Torah portion is about. Learning what they're talking about and everything else, you know? All right. The pronunciation asal, heard, hearth, hearth. To do, work, make, produce. To do, fashion, accomplish, make. All right. To do or make in the broadest sense and widest application, accomplish, advance, appoint, apt, be at, become, bear, bestow, bring forth, bruise, to break. You know what I'm saying? To make, to do or make it, right? So let's put it all together. Kneaded, the dough, put the, you know what I'm saying, put the minerals together, you know what I'm saying, put your mixture, mix whatever the spices and flour, everything you got to mix together, and make cakes upon the earth, right? To make it. And Abraham ran into the herd and fetched a calf, tender and good, and gave it unto a young man, and he hasted to dress it. And he took butter and milk and the calf which he had dressed, and set it before them, and he stood by them under the tree, and they did eat. So this is all the stuff he cooked that calf with. You know what I'm saying? And they said unto him, where is Sarah thy wife? And he said, behold, in the tent. And he said, I will certainly return unto thee according to the time of life. And lo, Sarah thy wife shall have a son. And Sarah heard it. And, and Sarah heard it in the tent door, which was behind him. And Abraham and Sarah were old and well stricken in age, and it ceased to be with Sarah after the manner of women. Therefore Sarah laughed within herself, and that's what Isaac means, laugh within herself, saying, after I am waxed old, shall I have pleasure? My Lord being old also, her master being old also. And I'm showing you guys this because this is a very respectful name for our women to call us. Adon is actually Adawan. Master, Lord, owner, sir. Lord, master, sir. If your woman is calling you, this is very respectful. And you're calling her Shara. It's a very respectful name. You're calling her princess. Very respectful. Very respectful, man. Right? But yeah, master. I'm her master. There ain't nothing wrong with that. That's just I'm just that who I am to her. And she should reverence me as so. And your wives should reverence you as so. It's master, Lord. He's my owner, my sir. He that getteth the wife getteth a possession like unto him, getteth a possession, a help like unto himself. Okay? Firm, strong Lord, master. Reverence to men. Reverence to men. All right, superintendent of household of affairs, master, king, reverence to God, the Lord God. So no woman, I feel, no other woman should be calling another man king unless he's the king in the kingdom. No woman should feel like every man is a king. No, no, no. All right. I don't like this. This is English American. Master, prophet, governor, prince, king, reverence to God. Lord of lords, probably thy husband, Yahweh. It's Yahweh. All right. It's actually Ottawa, meaning rule, sovereign, i.e., controller, human of divine, Lord, master, owner. Compare also names beginning with Ottawa. I'll show you what Shara means. Sarah, Shara, it's the same. Shara, noble woman, wife of Abraham and mother Isaac. Shara means princess. I don't know why they put noble woman. They tripping here. Princess of the provinces, Sarah. We're not going to go too much into it today. I'm not going to say noble woman is not a respectable name, but princess is way more respectable. All right. So I'm going to start at 13. And the Lord said unto Abraham, wherefore did Sarah laugh, saying, oh, I'm going to start at 12. Salah. Therefore Sarah laughed within herself, saying, after I am waxed old, shall I have pleasure, my Lord, being old also? Now, remember this. Therefore Sarah laughed within herself. She's not doing it outwardly. Okay, she's not, ha ha, and you can hear her. She laughed within herself, conscious mind. And the Lord said unto Abraham, wherefore did Sarah laugh, saying, shall I of surety bear a child which am old? Is anything too hard for the Lord? At the time appointed, I will return unto thee according to the time of life, and Sarah shall have a son. That tells y'all when y'all sitting there talking, you act like nobody hears you. Even the angels, the spirits of the Most High, hear you. You can say that in your head all you want to, but they can hear that. All right. 14, is anything too hard for the Lord? All right. Nothing's too hard. Right. Basically saying, like, why she acting like they're basically saying, why she acting like we can't hear her? Is anything too hard for the Lord? We can hear you. At the time appointed, I will return unto thee according to the time of life, and Sarah shall have a son. Then Sarah denied, right? Saying, I laughed not, like they didn't hear her, for she was afraid. And he said, Nay, but thou didst laugh. Mm, 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 mm. And the men rose up from thence and looked towards Sodom, and Abraham went with them to bring them on the way. And the Lord said, Shall I hide from Abraham that thing which I do? And the Lord said, Shall I hide from Abraham that thing which I do? Seeing that Abraham shall surely become a great and mighty nation, and all the nations of the earth shall be blessed in him. For I know him, that he will command his children and his household after him. And that's why a lot of brothers are chosen, because the Most High knows that they will command everybody, including their household, to keep the law. Our father, after our father Abraham, being just like it. All right. For I know him, that he will command his children and his household after him, and they shall keep the way of the Lord to do justice and judgment, that the Lord may bring upon Abraham that which he hath spoken of him. And the Lord said, because the cry of Sodom and Gomorrah is great, and because their sin is very grievous, right? I will go down now and see whether they have done altogether according to the cry of it, which is come unto me. And if not, I will know. He will know what? He will know whether to destroy it or not, right? Verse 22. And the men turned their faces from thence and went toward Sodom. But Abraham stood yet before the Lord. And Abraham drew near and said, Wilt thou also destroy the righteous with the wicked? Peradventure there be 50 righteous within the city. Wilt thou also destroy and not spare the place for thy 50th righteous that are therein? That be far from thee to do after this manner? To slay the righteous with the wicked? And that the righteous should be as the wicked, destroyed? That be far from thee. Shall not the judge of all the earth do right? Like they just went there to destroy. Abraham got the mic. I'm just going there to destroy. Come on. There's some righteous people over there. And that's like when you live over here in Sodom and Gomorrah now. I'm in San Diego, man. Hey, the righteous amongst the wicked. We out there just going to wake people up and just letting them know what's going on through the spirit and the power of the word of Yahweh. Man. And that's what we do. We're going out there and doing it. So starting at verse 24, peradventure there be 50 righteous within the city. Okay. Let's say there's 50 righteous in the city. Wilt thou also destroy and not spare the place for the 50 righteous that are therein? That be far from thee to do after this manner. That is not like you to do that after this manner. Come on now. To slay the righteous with the wicked, and that the righteous should be as the wicked, that be far from thee. And that should be far from a lot of y'all. Y'all don't want to be destroyed with the wicked. Get it straight. Get it straight. And this ain't, I like to get on our sisters because a lot of them are wicked. Not a lot of them are. A lot of them are wicked, but you brothers are wicked as hell too. And y'all need to get it together because you will be destroyed with the wicked. All right. Verse 25. That be far from thee to do after this manner, to slay the righteous with the wicked, and that the righteous should be as the wicked. That be far from thee. That's not you. Shall not the judge of all the earth do right? And the Lord said, they're speaking to them, and has already spoken to him, if I find in Sodom 50 righteous within the city, then I will spare all the place for their sakes. And Abraham answered and said, Behold now, I have taken upon me to speak unto the Lord, which am but dust and ashes. Again, and Abraham answered and said, Behold now, I have taken upon me to speak unto the Lord, which I am but dust and ashes, humbling himself. I'm nothing but dust and ashes. A lot of y'all pray tonight, letting the Most High understand that you are nothing but dust and ashes. Hey, pull that precept, Nakar. If a man think of himself something, he is nothing. Baba Kashaw, let me know when you get it. All right. What was that? Okay, verse 27. And Abraham answered and said, Behold, now I have taken upon me to speak unto the Lord, which am but dust and ashes. Peradventure there shall lack 5 of the 50 righteous. Okay, because he said there's 50, right? He said, man, it gotta be like 50. Let me say ain't gonna destroy if there's 50. So you're like, all right, cool. Right. You got that? Yeah. Go ahead. The book of Galatians, chapter 6, verse 3. Uh-huh. Where if a man think himself to be something when he is nothing, deceiveth himself. So for a man to think of himself to be something when he is nothing, he deceiveth himself. Read. But let every man prove his own works, and then shall he have rejoiced himself alone, not another. So, and you can say this about Abraham. If he thinks himself to be something, let him prove himself. And that's what every man. We are nothing but dust and ashes. And if a man think of himself to be something, Yahweh Shai Mashiach said that you are nothing. But if you think you're something, prove yourself. Okay? Now, going back to verse 2, but for that soldier, going back to Genesis 18 and 28. Peradventure there shall lack 5 of the 50 righteous. Wilt thou destroy all the city for lack of 5? And he said, if I find there 40 and 5, I will not destroy it. And he spake unto him yet again, and said, Peradventure there shall be 40 found there. And he said, I will do it for 40's sake. Verse 30. And he said unto him, O let not the Lord be angry, and I will speak. Peradventure there shall 30 be found there. And he said, I will not do it if I find 30 there. And he said, Behold, now I have taken upon me to speak unto the Lord. Peradventure there shall be 20 found there. And he said, I will not destroy it for 20's sake. And he said, Oh, let not the Lord be angry. Like, all right, don't be angry, because now he's bringing it up, he's bringing it down. That's what he's doing, bringing it down. He said, Oh, let not the Lord be angry. And I will speak yet but this once. Peradventure 10 shall be found there. And he said, I will not destroy it for 10's sake. And the Lord went his way as soon as he had left communing with Abraham. And Abraham returned unto his place. So, Kal Sharak, the Bar Yahweh, Anai Shai, Wanashemai, all that Yahweh said, what we're doing here, we're going to move over to chapter 19. So you see, Abraham is really, he has a lot of faith because he knows Lot's over there. He knows Lot is over there. His son's is over there. And, he's coming at him like that. Right? All right, Genesis chapter 19, verse 1. And there came 2 angels to Sodom at evening, and Lot sat in the gate of Sodom. See? Abraham knew who was over there. All right, now we're going to find out how many people were over there, okay? And there came 2 angels to Sodom at evening, and Lot sat in the gate of Sodom. And Lot, seeing them, rose up to meet them, and he bowed himself with his head toward the ground. And he said, Behold, now, my lords, turn in, I pray you. Lot's trying to get them off the street. Into your servant's house, and tarry all night, and wash your feet, and ye shall rise up early and go on your way. And they said, Nay, but we will abide in the street all night. And he pressed upon them greatly. And they turned in unto him and entered into his house. And he made them feast and did bake unleavened bread. And they did eat. Being spiritual with them, breaking unleavened bread. They could have baked just regular bread like Sarah did. But Lot made some unleavened bread. It's a powerful thing, being spiritual. You know what I'm saying? Verse 4. But before they lay down, the men of the city, but before they lay down, the men of the city, even the men of Sodom, compassed the house round, both old and young, and all the people from every quarter. And they called upon Lot. And they called unto Lot and said unto him, where are the men which came into thee this night? Bring them out unto us, that we may know them. Mm, 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 mm. Y'all can also understand. Let me see if it says that here, for we may know them. So see. So Genesis 19:5. And they called unto Lot and said unto him, where are the men which came into the streets, into this slot? And he called unto Lot and said unto him, where are the men which came in to thee this night? Bring them out unto us, that we may know them. Now, this is not saying they come out so we can just ram them, butt rape them, and everything else, but they're in Sodom and Gomorrah. We know what's going on. So they's like, bring them out so we may know them. Nothing proves that they saying, let me go. So, that know them means, come on, we finna lay with them. Nah, they want to know them, see who they are. Because that's Sodom and Gomorrah. So we already know that a bunch of butt bandits. Okay. And Lot went out the door unto them, shut the door after him. And now pay attention to what Lot said will actually get you to understand what they mean by know them. And he said, I pray you, brethren, do not so wickedly. Behold, now I have two daughters which have not known men. Let me, I pray you, bring them out unto you, and do yet to them as is good in your eyes. Only unto these men do nothing. For therefore came they under the shadow of my roof. And they said, stand back. And they said again, this one fellow came in to sojourn, and he will needs to be a judge. Let me say that again so y'all can catch on to this. And they said, stand back. And they said again, this one fellow came in to sojourn, and he will needs to be a judge, and he will needs be a judge. Okay, watch this. Let him judge himself, basically. Let him judge himself what he wants. Just so flamers. Just flamers, man. Now will he deal worse with me than with them? And they pressed sore upon the men, even Lot, and came near to break the door. But the men put forth their hand and pulled Lot into the house to them, and shut the door. And they smote the men that were at the door, the house with blindness, both small and great. So they wearied themselves to find the door. Let's see. See what this blindness was. It was like actually blind, because the Bible is great. Sudden blindness. They couldn't see. Hmm. Verse 11. And they smote them. Verse 11, chapter 19, verse 11. And they smote the men that were at the door of the house with blindness, both small and great, so that they wearied themselves to find the door. And the men said unto Lot, hast thou here any besides son-in-law and thy son? And thy daughters, and whatsoever thou hast in the city, bring them out of this house, of this place, for we will destroy this place, because the cry of them is waxing great before the face of the Lord. These men were the angels, and the men said unto Lot, hast thou here any besides son-in-law, and thy sons and thy daughters, and whatsoever thou hast in the city, bring them out of this place. Get them out of this place. For we will destroy this place, because the cry of them is waxing great before the face of the Lord. and the Lord has sent us to destroy it. And Lot went out, and the cry is like all the transgressions that they're bringing, and the angels that are taking up this cry to the Most High of them breaking the law. The cry, all the wrong and the transgressions that they're doing. This is a cry. This place has got to be destroyed. All the mourning and the sadness and the rape, the robbery, all the stuff that is going on. It's just, this is wrong. Right? And Lot went out and spake unto his sons in law, which married his daughters, and said, Up, get you out of this place, for the Lord will destroy this city. But he seemed as one that mocked unto his son in law. They thought he was just playing around, like, hey, get up out of here. And these last days, and y'all not paying attention. Hey, y'all, it's time to get up out of here. It's time to get up out of here. And don't nobody want a bunch of wicked people around them, man. Nobody wants you in the city and the land that they bought. You over there just wicked as hell. Don't nobody want you around there. Verse 15. And when the morning arose, then the angels hastened Lot, saying, Arise, take thy wife and thy 2 daughters, which are here, lest thou be consumed in the iniquity of the city. And while he lingered, the man laid a hold upon his hand, and upon the hand of his wife, and upon the hand of his 2 daughters, the Lord being merciful unto him. And they brought him forth, and set him without the city. And it came to pass, when they had brought them forth abroad, that he said, Escape for thy life. Look not behind thee, neither stay thou in all the plain. Escape to the mountain, lest thou be consumed. And Lot said unto them, Oh, not so, my Lord. Behold, now thy servant hath found grace in thy sight, and thou hast magnified thy mercy, which thou hast shewed unto me in the saving my life. And I cannot escape to the mountain, lest some evil take me, and I die. Behold, now the city is near to flee unto, and it is a little one. Oh, let me escape thither. It is not a little one, and my soul shall live. He just wanted that close by city, you know what I'm saying? And he said unto him, See, I have accepted thee concerning this thing also, that I would not overthrow this city, for the which thou hast spoken. This little city he wanted to go over to. Haste thee, escape thither, for I cannot do anything till thou be come thither. Therefore the name of the city was called Zor. The sun was risen upon the earth when Lot entered into Zor. And the Lord rained upon Sodom and upon Gomorrah brimstone and fire from the Lord out of heaven. And he overthrew cities and all the plain and all the inhabitants of the city, and that which grew upon the ground. But his wife looked back from behind him, and she became a pillar of salt. And Abraham got up early in the morning to the place where he stood before the Lord, and he looked toward Sodom and Gomorrah and toward all the land of the plain, and behold, and lo, the smoke of the country went up as the smoke of a furnace. And it came to pass, when God destroyed the cities of the plain, that God remembered Abraham and sent Lot out of the midst of the overthrow, when he overthrew the cities that which Lot dwelt. Now we're going into something else. We're about to go into something else, all right? Now y'all about to find out Ammon and Moab, all right? Y'all about to find out what a real bastard is, not an illegitimate child that don't have a father. That's not a bastard. You about to find out what a real bastard is, okay? And Lot went up out of Zor and dwelt in a mountain, and his 2 daughters with him, for he feared to dwell in Zor, and he dwelt in a cave, he and his 2 daughters. And the firstborn said unto the younger, Our father is old, and there is not a man in the earth to come unto us after the manner of all the earth. Why? Because they thought it was destroyed. All that happened, that the earth was just destroyed. So they mind, it was like, man, we gotta reproduce. Being wicked is hell. That's because what? They came out of Sodom and Gomorrah. All that stuff was going over there, it just defiled them. The wickedness of this place will defile you. It will have you thinking all kind of sorts. That's why men got to listen to their master, which is Hamashiach, and do what the Most High told them to do, and praise the Most High, and thank the Most High through His Son Yahweh Shai. And you women, you gotta follow your masters, bow down and praise Him. Yeah. Chapter 19, verse 31. And the firstborn said unto the younger, Our father is old, and there is not a man in the earth to come in unto us after the manner of all the earth. Come, let us make our father drink wine, and we will lie with him, that we may preserve seed of our father. And they made their father drink wine that night, and the firstborn went in and lay with her father. And he perceived not when she lay down, nor when she arose. So let's find out how wicked this is real quick. Um, Leviticus 18:1, the Lord spake unto Moshe, saying, all right, I told her brother, I'm gonna let him know what this means. Masha, meaning drawn. The prophet and lawgiver, leader of Exodus, drawn from the river, drawn out of the water, i.e., rescued. The Israelite, he was drawn out, all right, drawn out. So, the Lord spake unto Moshe, saying, Speak unto the children of Israel, and say unto them, I am the Lord your God. After the doings of the land of Egypt, wherein ye dwelt, shall ye not do. And after the doings of the land of Canaan, whither I bring you, shall ye not do. Neither shall ye walk in their ordinances. And remember, these kings in Sodom and Gomorrah were a bunch of Canaanite kings and Assyrian kings. We went through that already, right? The land of Canaan, Canaanites. These customs, these Canaanites, the land of the Egypt, wherein ye dwell, shall ye not do. And after the doings of the land of Canaan shall ye not do. These customs from being in Egypt into the land of Canaan. Whether I bring you shall ye not do, neither shall ye walk in their ordinances. Ye shall do my judgments and keep my ordinances to walk therein. I am the Lord your God. Ye shall therefore keep my statutes and my judgments, which if a man do, he shall live in them. I am the Lord. None of you shall approach to any that is near of kin to him to uncover their nakedness. I am the Lord. Now let's find what's nearest to kin and what the Most High don't want you to do. All right. None of you shall approach that is nearer kin to him to uncover their nakedness. I am the Lord. The nakedness of thy father or the nakedness of thy mother shalt thou not uncover. She is thy mother. Thou shalt not uncover her nakedness. So what did these young ladies do? They uncovered the nakedness of their father. That was a transgression of the Most High Yahweh. Right? The nakedness of thy father's wife shalt thou not uncover. It is thy father's nakedness. They were doing this in Egypt in the land of Canaan. They were doing this stuff. Sons were sleeping with their mother. Daughters were sleeping with their father. It was just a bunch of wickedness going on. So you understand the things that were going on in Sodom and Gomorrah was a bunch of wickedness stuff. A couple other stuff. Let me let you other stuff that was going on in Sodom and Gomorrah. The nakedness of thy sister, the daughter of thy father or the daughter of thy mother. So you got the mama and daddy, they had kids, and the kids were sleeping together. That is a transgression of the law. That is wickedness. And this is not spoken. Leviticus 18 is not spoken a lot on. Okay. And you will have a lot of things going on in Israel that people will equate the world with the Bible and it just doesn't go. All right. So let's say my son got with my girl, which is not his mom or nothing, and her daughter, which is not my daughter, or me and her didn't even have that daughter. My son got with her daughter. That is a righteous thing in the Most High's eyes. People will be like, "Yeah, that's your sister." You got to understand, her mom is my sister too, because I don't have to be born by the same mother and father as her to be her brother, because we're both born by the same mother and father. That's why in a relationship, you show brotherly love and you show sisterly love. It's the same breakdown as for the women. And this is a good breakdown to go into to show something righteous. Because what do you think the Most High is going to do in these last days? My woman that has a daughter and my son that's not even related to her, that's not close to the kin, can marry her because he's not related to her. That is a righteous thing. Makes a lot of sense in Israel too. Being that a man that has a girlfriend, a wife, not a girlfriend, a wife that has a wife that's not his daughter or nothing, because that man is raising her, he's raising both of them. Why not have them two married? It's a righteous thing in the eyes of the Most High. That is not near to kin. These are things that need to be taught. Very righteous in the eyes of the Most High. And that's all I care about is righteousness in the eyes of the Most High. So, verse 9, the nakedness of thy sister, the daughter of thy father, or the daughter of thy mother, whether she be born at home or born abroad, even their nakedness thou shalt not uncover. So your dad has a daughter over there, that's not born in the same home as you. You still can't marry her. That's your sister. That's near the kin, right? All the stuff they was doing in Egypt, in the land of Canaan, the nakedness of thy son's daughter. And you got the father who was sleeping with his son's daughter. Like, that's wickedness, right? The nakedness of thy father's wife daughter. And the father was sleeping. Oh, and you got a lot of wickedness in Israel because this is heard of. A man would get with the mother and the daughter. All right, check this out. The nakedness of thy father's wife daughter, begotten of thy father, she is thy sister. Thou shalt not uncover her nakedness. You can't get with your aunt. Right? Now, your aunt and your uncle can have children, right? And my son can go over there and marry his cousin.
Aunt and uncle.
Yep. What's that?
The aunt and uncle brothers.
Yeah.
Like not have children together, but have children of their own. Am I getting it right?
No. So when you interrupt, you want to make sure that you're clear and concise because you jumped in and you need
No,
to.
ask them.
It didn't sound like you asking the question. You just said
Saying the aunt and the uncle.
you can't mess with the aunt and uncle. Watch this. The nakedness of thy son's daughter or the daughter of thy daughter. Even the nakedness thou shalt not uncover, for theirs is thy own nakedness. The nakedness of thy father's wife daughter, begotten of thy father, she is thy sister. Thou shalt not uncover her nakedness. Now, I was just throwing that in there about the aunt and the uncle. You can't get with your aunt and your uncle, right? But if they have kids,
right? Yeah,
you can. Okay. Like Jacob was sent to his uncle's daughter, right?
Yeah.
Okay, exactly. Yeah. And thou shalt not uncover the nakedness of thy mother's sister, for she is thy mother's nearest to kinswoman, which the aunt, you know what I mean? Oh, where was I? Okay. Thou shalt not uncover the nakedness of thy father's brother. Thou shalt not approach to his wife. She is thine aunt. So now you got the uncle and you got the aunt. Thou shalt not uncover the nakedness of thy daughter-in-law. She is thy son's wife. Now, this is where it gets crazy because daughter-in-law, everybody today be like, man, see the woman you married, that's your daughter-in-law. No, it's not. Daughter-in-law is this. Thou shalt not uncover the nakedness of thy daughter-in-law. She is thy son's wife. So if my son has a wife, that is my daughter-in-law. I can't touch her. You can't touch her. That's your daughter-in-law. That's the only way that's your daughter-in-law. The most it'll be is that young woman, it's my sister. Me having a wife and her having a daughter, I can't touch her. It's not my daughter-in-law. It's just an uncleanness. Can't do that. You can't touch the mother and the daughter, and we're about to get to that. Thou shalt not uncover the nakedness of thy brother's wife. It is thy brother's nakedness. Thou shalt not uncover the nakedness of a woman and her daughter. Neither shalt thou take her son's daughter, see, or her daughter's daughter to uncover her nakedness, for they are her nearest kinswoman. It is wickedness. No man can do that. And that's why this is very important. All right. Now, neither shalt thou take a wife to her sister, only this to vex her. This is to be just petty as hell. Like this brother, you know what? He's finna go marry, like, because our forefather Jacob married two sisters. That was a righteous thing. But neither shalt thou take a wife to her sister, right? Why? To vex her, to uncover her nakedness beside the other in her lifetime. Why? Because you're only doing it to vex her, to make her mad. Man, I'm just gonna get with a sister. You know, you can, but as soon as you start getting into that petty stuff, you know, men start doing that. It's that feminine style of them getting petty. Man, I'm just gonna go F her sister. You know, whatever. Now that's wrong. You can't do that. Can't do that. Also, thou shalt not approach unto a woman to uncover her nakedness, as long as she is put apart in her uncleanness of her period. So now we're about to get off this and go back to Genesis 19. These are just things that we did in the land of Canaan and are not done righteously. But do them righteously in the eyes of the Most High. Okay? So I only went this far just to show y'all things. All right, this is Genesis chapter 19, verse 33. And they made their father drink wine. Hold up. All right. So what was going over Leviticus, this is very important. And now you see what's going on. Now you're seeing the uncleanness that is going on. All right, the closer kin stuff. This is Genesis 19, verse 33. And they made their father drink wine that night. And the firstborn went in and lay with her father. And he perceived not when she lay down, nor when she arose. And it came to pass on the morrow that the firstborn said unto the younger, Behold, I lay yesterday night with my father. Let us make him drink wine this night also, and go thou in and lie with him, that we may preserve seed of our father. Living in Sodom and Gomorrah, she got that. And that's where she got that mess from Sodom and Gomorrah. And a lot of our women are taking, and women and men are taking these doctrines from this world and using it is not right. And what is that? The image. What's that in Revelations? The image? The image of the beast. Following after the image of the beast. You can't follow after the ways of the image of the beast. You can't. You can't serve. You can't serve two masters. You're either going to hate the one and love the other. You can't serve two masters. That's why y'all got to be careful with the information that y'all get and make sure y'all line it right. And you got to chew on the meat and spit out the bones. Take what's good and spit the bad out. Okay? 34. And it came to pass on the morrow that the firstborn said unto the younger, Behold, I lay yesternight with my father. Let us make him drink wine this night also, and go thou in and lie with him, that we may preserve seed of our father. And they made their father drink wine that night also. And the younger arose and lay with him, and perceived not when she lay down, nor when she arose. Thus were both daughters of Lot with child by their father. And the firstborn bare a son, and called his name Moab. The same is the father of the Moabites unto this day. Moabites, who Moabites? Chinese, right? And the younger, she also bare a son, and called his name Benami. Benami. The same is the father of the children of Ammon unto this day. Let's see what these names mean. Of his father, Moab means of his father, a son of Lot by his eldest daughter. Transgression of the law. Moab, where it prolonged from the proportional, I can't even pronounce it, proportionational prefix, M and Ha, H1, from her, the mother's father, Moab, incestuous son of Lot, incestuous son of Lot. Also, his territory of descendants of Moab. These are brothers. Moab and Ammon are brothers. Let me go over and see what Ammon means. Aman, meaning tribal. Ammon means tribal. A people dwelling in Transjordan, descendant of Lot through Benami. All right, we won't see what Benami means. Inbred, i.e., inbred. Ammon, a son of Lot, all right, that is posterity in their country, Ammonites. Ben Ami, son of my people, right? Son of Lot, born to his second daughter, progenitor of the Ammonites, son of my people, right? All right, call Shara, Debar Yahweh, and I Shai, when I Shemai, other Yahweh said, what we doing here? Okay, got 2 more chapters, y'all. Hang with us. Hang with us. We're going over good history here, okay? It's Genesis 20, verse 1, chapter 20, verse 1. And Abraham journeyed from thence toward the south country and dwelled between Kadesh and Shur, and sojourned in Gerar. And Abraham said of Eros his wife, and Abraham said of Sarah his wife, she is my sister. His wife is his sister, not nearest to kin, not near to kin, but of the same mother and father with what? Adam. Abraham is an Adamite, right? A Hebrew Adamite, born of Eber. All right. And Abraham said of Sarah his wife, she is my sister. And Abimelech, king of Gerar sent and took Sarah. But God came to Abimelech in a dream by night and said unto him, behold, thou art but a dead man, for the woman which thou hast taken, for she is a man's wife. But Abimelech had not came near her, and he said, Lord, wilt thou slay also a righteous nation? Hmm. Said he not unto me? Said he not unto me, she is my sister. And she, even she herself said, he is my brother. In the integrity of my heart and innocency of my hands have I not done this. And God said unto him in a dream, yea, I know that thou didst this in the integrity of thy heart, for I also withheld thee from sinning against me. Therefore suffered I thee not to touch her. Now therefore, restore the man his wife, for he is a prophet, and he shall pray for thee, and thou shalt live. And if thou restore her not, know that thou shalt surely die, thou and all that are in thine. So thou and all that are thine. Therefore Abimelech rose early in the morning and called all his servants and told all these things in their ears. And the men were so afraid. Then Abimelech called Abraham and said unto him, what hast thou done unto us? And what have I offended thee, that thou hast brought on me and on my kingdom a great sin? Thou hast done deeds unto me that ought not to be done. And Abimelech said unto Abraham, what sayest thou that thou hast done this thing? Why did you say this? And Abraham said, because I thought surely the fear of God is not in this place, and they will slay me for my wife's sake. And yet indeed she is my sister. She is the daughter of my father, but not the daughter of my mother. And she became my wife. And it came to pass when God caused me to wander from my father's house that I said unto her, this is thy kindness, which thou shalt shew unto me. At every place whither we shall come, say of me, he is my brother. Let me read that again. 13. And it came to pass when God caused me to wander from my father's house that I said unto her, this is thy kindness which thou shalt shew unto me. At every place whither we shall come, say of me, he is my brother. And Abimelech took sheep. She was just doing what her master told her to. Hands down, whatever he told her to do, she did. Verse 14. And Abimelech took sheep and oxen and men servants and women servants and gave them unto Abraham and restored him Sarah his wife. And Abimelech said, behold, my land is before thee, dwell where it pleaseth thee. And unto Sarah he said, behold, I have given thy brother 1,000 pieces of silver. Behold, he is to thee a covering of the eyes. Unto all that are with thee, and with all also, unto all that are with thee, and with all other. Thus she was reproved. So Abraham prayed unto God, and God healed Abimelech and his wife and his maidservants, and they bare children. For the Lord has for the Lord has fast closed up the wombs of the house of Abimelech because of Sarah, Abraham's wife. None of them are going to have kids. Call Shara, Debar Yahweh, Anaya Shai, Nashemai. All that Yahweh said, what are we doing here? So let's go on to chapter 21. Now, the angel of the Lord was about to revisit Sarah. And the Lord visited Sarah as he had said, and the Lord did unto Sarah as he spoken. For Sarah conceived and bare Abraham a son in his old age, at the set time of which God had spoken to him. And Abraham called the name of his son that was born unto him, whom Sarah bare to him, Isaac. Right? And Abraham circumcised his son Isaac, being 8 days old. That's the law, as God had commanded him. Right? And Abraham was 100 years old when his son Isaac was born. So let's see what Isaac means. He laughs, son of Abraham by Sarah his wife, and father of Jacob and Esau. He laughs. Right? All right, Genesis 21 and 5. And Abraham was 100 years old when his son Isaac was born unto him. And Sarah said, God hath made me to laugh, so that all that hear will laugh with me. And she said, who would have said unto Abraham that Sarah should have given children suck, like breath, bear children? For I have borne him a son in his old age.
So,
You don't remember? Hold up. Slide here real quick, y'all. right now. So like, let me see if somebody say anything. We have 5 comments. Gubba Wugga Bar. Shalom, Gubba Wugga Bar. Yeah, this is why the milk is so great, bro. It's just they getting everything. They getting everything, bro. They just and then when you go to the prophets in the New Testament, you start seeing the prophets start talking about this. Hey, today we gonna be down in Seaport Village if you want to stop by. As soon as we finish here, we heading down that way. So, shalom. Wifey, what I'm saying, baby cakes. If you want to go down there, go ahead now. Shoot down there after this. As long as yeah, as long as nobody around you is unclean and they got you unclean. You know what I'm saying? So let me go back over here. Yeah. I'm gonna start at Genesis 21:7. And she said, "Who would have said unto Abraham that Sarah should have given children suck? For I have borne him a son in his old age." And the child grew and was weaned. And Abraham made a great feast the same day that Isaac was weaned. Right? And Sarah saw the son of Hagar, the Egyptian, which she had borne unto Abraham, mocking. Now understand, this was an actual Egyptian woman, not after Philip, not after Alexander the Greek died and left the kingdoms to Ptolemy and all of them. And Ptolemy went over there and conquered Egypt, which was a Greek. And those are not real Egyptians over there. They're not. They're not real Egyptians. The real Egyptians people are from Sudan over here. They're from Sudan. You can ask them. Ask most of the elders. They'll tell you the truth that they're the real Egyptians. They were exiled out of their land by Ptolemy. You know, right? All right, 21:9. And Sarai saw the son of Hagar the Egyptian, which she had borne unto Abraham, mocking. Wherefore she said unto Abraham, cast out this bondwoman and her son, for the son of this bondwoman shall not be the heir with my son, even with Isaac. And the thing was very grievous in Abraham's sight because of his son. And God said unto Abraham, let it not be grievous in thy sight because of the lad and because of thy bondwoman and all that Sarah has said unto thee. Hearken unto her voice, for in Isaac shall thy seed be called. And also of the son of the bondwoman will I make a nation, because he is thy seed. And Abraham rose up early in the morning and took bread and a bottle of water, right? And gave it unto Hagar, putting it on her shoulder, and the child, and sent her away. And she departed and wandered in the wilderness of Beersheba. Let me see what Beersheba means. Beersheba, well of the sevenfold oaks, all right? A city in the south edge of Israel, a place in Palestine, and heathens. Wandered in the wilderness of Beersheba. And the water was spent in the bottle, and she cast the child under one of the shrubs. And she went and sat her down over against him a good way off, as it were a bow shot. Let me say it again. And she went and sat her down over against him and a good way off, as it were a bow shot. For she said, let me not see the death of the child. And she sat over against him and lifted up her voice and wept. And God heard the voice of the lad. And the angel of God called to Hagar out of heaven and said unto her, what aileth thee, Hagar? Fear not, for God hath heard the voice of the lad wherein he is. Arise, lift up the lad, and hold him in thine hand. for I will make him a great nation. Right? God opened her eyes, and she saw a well of water, and she went and filled the bottle with water and gave the lad drink. And God was with the lad, and he grew and dwelt in the wilderness and became an archer and dwelt in the wilderness of Paran. And his mother took him a wife out of the land of Egypt. Right? And it came to pass at that time that Abimelech and Pishol, the chief captain of his host, spake unto Abraham, saying, God is with thee in all that thou doest. Now therefore swear unto me hereby God that thou wilt not deal falsely with me, nor with my son, nor with my son's son, but according to the kindness that I have done unto thee, thou shalt do unto me, and to the land wherein thou hast sojourned. And Abraham said, I will swear. Abraham, damn, we got to be kind of cool to these heathens that are really the people of Abimelech. Man. And Abimelech said, I will not would have done this thing, neither didst thou tell me, neither yet heard of it, but today. Oh, I skipped. I'm sorry. 21 and 5. And Abraham reproved Abimelech because of the well of the water which Abimelech's servant had violently taken away. And Abimelech said, I will not would have done this thing. So I wouldn't have done this thing, neither didst thou tell me, neither yet heard of it, but today. And Abimelech took sheep and oxen and gave them unto Abimelech, right? And both of them made a covenant. And Abraham sent 7 ewe lambs of the flock by themselves. And Abimelech said unto Abraham, what mean these 7 ewe lambs which thou hast set by themselves? And he said, for these 7 ewe lambs shalt thou take of my hand, that they may be a witness unto me that I have digged this well. Wherefore he called the place Beersheba, because they swear both of them. Thus made a covenant at Beersheba. Then Abimelech rose up, and Pishol, the chief captain of his host, and they returned into the land of the Philistines. Right? And Abraham planted a grove in Beersheba, and called there on the name of the Lord, the everlasting God. And Abraham sojourned in the Philistines' land many days. Call Asherah, the bar Yahweh, Anai Shai, Wenah Shemai. All that Yahweh said, what are we doing here? Excuse me for a second. See something? Okay. All right, this is Genesis chapter 22, verse 1. And it came to pass after these things that God did tempt Abraham and said unto him, Abraham, and he said, behold, here I am. And he said, take now thy son, thine only son Isaac, whom thou lovest, and get thee in the land of Moriah, and offer him therefore a burnt offering upon one of the mountains which I tell thee, which I tell thee of. And Abraham rose up early in the morning and saddled his ass, and took 2 of his young men with him, and Isaac his son, and clave the wood for the burnt offering, and rose up and went unto the place of which God had told him. Then on the 3rd day, Abraham lifted up his eyes and saw the place afar off. Right? And Abraham said, so let's not let that go by. Let's not let that go by. We'll start at 3. And Abraham rose up early in the morning and saddled his ass, and took 2 of his young men with him, and Isaac his son, and clave the wood from the burnt offering, and rose up and went unto the place of which God had told him. Right? So what did he tell him? Mount of Moriah. Okay, well, cool. I thought that was something else. So worry about it. Let's just go back over here to 5. Genesis 22 and 5. And Abraham said unto And Abraham said unto his young men, abide ye here with the ass, and I and the lad will go yonder and worship and come again to you. And Abraham took the wood of the burnt offering and laid it upon Isaac his son. And he took the fire in his hand and a knife, and they went both of them together. And Isaac spake unto Abraham his father and said, my father. And he said, here I am, my son. And he said, behold the fire and the wood, but where is the lamb for a burnt offering? Hey, Isaac is catching up. Isaac like, hold up. Where's the lamb? Where's the lamb for the burnt offering? The fire is lit, everything is done. Where's the lamb for the burnt offering? Abraham said, my son, God will provide himself a lamb for a burnt offering. So they went both of them together, and they came to the place which God had told him of. And Abraham built an altar there and laid the wood in order, and bound Isaac his son, and laid him on the altar upon the wood. And Abraham stretched forth his hand and took the knife to slay his son. And the angel of the Lord called unto him out of heaven and said, Abraham, Abraham. And he said, here I am. And he said, lay not thy hand upon the lad, neither do thou anything unto him. For now I know that thou fearest God, seeing thou hast not withheld thy son, thine only son from me. That's powerful, but some of y'all didn't see. Y'all saw how obedient his son was after being put on the altar. See how obedient his son was? That's how obedient a son's supposed to be. He didn't fight. He didn't get out of it. His father put him on there, and that's all he knew. That's all he knew. And he said, verse 12, and he said, lay not thine hand upon the lad, neither do thou anything unto him. For now I know that thou fearest God, seeing thou hast not withheld thy son, thine only son from thee. Now they called from heaven, but we know that the angels always fly in nimbuses. I mean, they was just in the sky; he couldn't see them. That's just my thoughts right there. Because they called out of heaven, they was just up in the air, floating over, just watching, seeing what he was going to do, following him. And Abraham lifted up his eyes and looked, and behold, behind him a ram caught in the thicket by his horns. And Abraham went and took the ram and offered him up for a burnt offering in the stead of his son. In the stead of his son. And Abraham called the name of that place Jehovah Jireh, as it is said to this day, in the mount of the Lord it shall be seen. And the angel of the Lord called unto Abraham out of heaven the second time, and said, by myself have I sworn, saith the Lord, for because thou hast done this thing, and hast not withheld thy son, thine only son, that in blessing I will bless thee, and in multiplying I will multiply thy seed as the stars of the heaven, and as the sand which is upon the seashore, and thy seed shall possess the gate of his enemy. And in thy seed shall all the nations of the earth be blessed, because thou hast obeyed my voice. In Abraham they should be blessed. They that bless thee, God will bless them. All right. So Abraham returned unto his young men, and they rose up and went together to Beersheba. And Abraham dwelt at Beersheba. And it came to pass after these things that it was told Abraham, saying, behold, Milcah, she hath also borne children unto thy brother Noor, Huz his firstborn, and Buz his brother, and Chemil the father of Aram, and Chase and Hazol, and Fildash, and Jilpha, and Bethuel. And Bethuel begat Rebekah. These 8 Milcah did bear to Noor, Abraham's brother. Right? Let's look up something. See who this Rebecca is. His son is just a child, so it can't be that Rebecca. So no, no, no. See, this thing is lying. This is why I say 80%. 80% of the blue letters is correct. Now you got to understand, Isaac is just a child right now. This is saying Rebecca, the Insayer, daughter of Bethuel, sister of Laban, wife of Isaac, and mother of Esau and Jacob. This is not that Rebecca because Isaac is just a child right now. He's a young man. Isaac haven't even went and found her yet. So let me see something real quick. Hold up. I can be not looking at this the right way. Okay, is this Abraham's brother? It could be Rebecca because this doesn't mean that Rebecca's a grown woman. This means that's okay. Okay, so yeah, this is Rebecca. This is going to be Isaac's wife, Rebecca, right here. So y'all remember that. And Bethel begat Rebekah. This eight Milcah did bear to Noor, Abraham's brother, and his concubine, whose name was Ramah. She bare also Tebah, Geham, the Ash, and Makah. Called Shara, the Bar Yahweh, Anai Shai, when I Shemai. All that Yahweh said, what we doing here. Now I was supposed to go to verse 22. Right? Was it 24? Yeah. Oh, okay. One passes off to soldiers in Akar. Yeah, he's going to do the prophets and the gospel. Hold on. Yeah, what you know, Shabbat? You don't think? So, so, um, show up, give a war. All right, we're gonna go to First Kings. First Kings chapter 4, verse 1. All right, so this is First Kings chapter 4, verse 1. O King Solomon was king. So King Solomon was king over all Israel. And these were the princes which he had: Azariah, the son of Zadok, the priest; Elorepha, and Ahai, the sons of Shisha, scribes; Jeshaphat, the son of um, Elud, the recorder; and Benaniah, the son of um, Jeadah, was over the host; and Zadok and Abithar were the priests. Give me 1 sec. I'm over here. I need
My phone up. All right, con. All right, verse 5. Let me get it on here real quick so y'all can follow along. All right, I'm reading on here. So King Solomon was king over all Israel, and these were the princes which he had: Azariah the son of Zadok, the priest, Eliophar, Elioth, and Aiah the sons of Shisha, scribes, Jehoshaphat the son of Elud, the recorder, and Benaniah the son of damn man. Hold on. It says I'm not muted. See the computer tripping right now. Hold on. All right, con, shalom, shalom. All right, we're gonna go to First Kings. We're gonna start verse 6. All right, and Ashar was over the household, and Adnaram, the son of Abdah, was over the tribute. All right, so all these people that's getting named right now are Levites. All right, and Solomon had 12 officers over all Israel, which provided victuals for the king and his household. Each man his month and a year made provision. All right, and these are their names: the son of Hur in Mount Ephraim, the son of Dekar in Makaz, and Shalabim, and Beth Shemesh, and Elabethnan, the son of Hesed, and Arbuth. To him pertained Sakol and all the land of Hefer, the son of Abinadab, and all the region of Dor, which had Tapath, the daughter of Solomon, to wife. But Anah, the son of Ahilud, to him pertained Tanakh and Megiddo and Bethshean, which is Zatarna beneath Jezreel, from Bethshean You're gonna have to, stay with me here, all right? Bethshin to Abilamano, even unto the place that is beyond Jakanim, the son of Geber, in uh, Ramoth Gilead. To him pertain the towns of Jair, the son of Manasseh, which are in Gilead. To him also pertain the region of Argob, which is in Bashan, 80 great cities with walls and brass bars. Ninadab, the son of Edu, had Ma'anim. Mi'az was in Naphtali. He also took Bashmath, the daughter of Solomon, to wife. Banah, the son of Hushai, was in Asher and in Olath. Jehoshaphat, the son of Perah, in Issachar. Shimei, the son of Elah, in Benjamin. Gebar, the son of Uri, was in the country of Gilead, in the country of Sha'an, king of the Amorites, and Og, king of Bashan, and he was the only officer which was in the land. All right, Judah and Israel are many, as a sand which is by the sea in multitude, eating and drinking and making merry. All right, so Judah and Israel, man, Israel altogether, the 12 tribes of the children of Israel are many. All right, we are unnumbered. You cannot number us. All right, we are like the sand of the sea. All right, at this time we were eating and drinking and making merry. We was having a good time. And Solomon reigned over all kingdoms, from the river unto the land of the Philistines, and unto the border of Egypt. They brought presents and served Solomon all the days of his life. And Solomon's provision for one day was 30 measures of fine flour, and 80 measures of meal, 10 fat oxen, and 20 oxen out of the pastures, and 100 sheep beside harts, and roebucks, and fallow deer, and fatted fowl. For he had dominion over all the region on the side the river, and Tifsah even to Azah, over all the kings on this side the river, and he had peace on all sides round about him. And Judah and Israel dealt safely, every man under his vine and under his fig tree, from Dan even to Beersheba, all the days of Solomon. All right, so Solomon was a good king. All right, Solomon took care of his people. All right, he made sure everybody was fine. He made sure everybody was safe. All right, and Solomon had 40,000 stalls of horses for his chariots, and 12,000 horsemen. And those officers provided victual for the king Solomon, and for all that came unto King Solomon's table, every man in his mouth. They lacked nothing. Barley also, the straw for the horses, and dromedaries brought they unto the place where the officers were, every man according to his charge. And God gave Solomon wisdom and understanding exceeding much, and largeness of heart, even as the sand that is on the seashore. All right, so King Solomon had, everlasting knowledge. He had knowledge and understanding. All right, that was plenteous. Okay. Solomon's wisdom excelled the wisdom of all the children of the east country, and all the wisdom of Egypt. For he was wiser than all men, than Ethan, the Azarite, and Heman, and Kakal, and Dorada, the sons of Mahol, and his fame was in all nations round about. So everybody knew about King Solomon. Everybody knew about his knowledge that he had. All right. And he spake 3,000 proverbs, and his songs were 1,005. And he spake of trees and cedar trees that is in the Lebanon, even unto the hyssop that springeth out of the wall. He spake also of beasts and of fowl and of creeping things and of fishes. All right. So he made songs about, saying these things. All right. And there came all people to hear the wisdom of Solomon from all kings of the earth, which had heard of his wisdom. All right, so King Solomon was a good king. He was a wise king. All right, he was a very good person until saying certain points. All right, but now we go to the gospel, which We're going to go to Luke chapter 17, verse 28. All right. Go here so you can follow along. 17. Cut. All right, we're going to Luke chapter 17, verse 28 to 37. Likewise, also as it was in the days of Lot, they did eat, they drank, they bought, they sold, they planted, they builded. But the same day that Lot went out of Sodom, it rained fire and brimstone from heaven and destroyed them all. So, in a matter of time, right? People partying up, drinking, saying, thinking everything's all right. And then, bam, the Most High sent destruction on Sodom and Gomorrah, right? Because what does it say is going to happen here in Babylon? It says we're going to be making merry and having children, and then the Most High is going to come like a thief in the night, right? Verse 30. Even thus shall it be in that day when the Son of Man is revealed. In that day, he which shall be upon the housetop and his stuff in the house, let him not come down to take it away. And he that is in the field, let him likewise not return back. All right. So, hey, man, this is the Most High is telling you, man, in that day, saying, just stay where you at. All right. Because, saying there's nothing they can do to get away from the Most High's wrath. All right. It said, remembers Lot's wife. That's a verse in his own. It said, remember Lot's wife. All right. What happened to Lot's wife, man? All right. She got turned to a pillar of salt. She got turned into some seasoning.
She loved them, so she loved that.
She got turned into some seasoning, right? Or whosoever shall seek to save his life shall lose it. Or whoever seek to save his life, try to go into this underground bunker or something like that. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, to think about how the evil the daughters were and how much they loved this place. They had to get their father drunk to do that. They knew what they was doing.
Because they thought they didn't think anyone else was on the earth.
But they already knew it was wrong.
Yeah, kind of.
If they knew it was wrong, they should still done.
Yeah. And now look, now we got freaking dog eaters running around, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right? Whosoever shall seek to save his life shall lose it.
Hold on. I don't see dogs running around. I'm wondering what else they using. Bats.
Yeah. Hey, you know what's crazy? We've seen a lot in Puerto Rico. We've seen a lot of stray dogs and cats and everything. Remember that? There was this one cat. It wouldn't leave us alone in our Airbnb. Yeah, because they don't eat the cats and dogs down there. You know what I'm saying?
It was nice seeing stray cats and dogs.
Yeah.
Yeah. You see dogs running everywhere.
And whosoever shall lose his life shall preserve it. All right, this also goes into the sense of, being in this world, right? You lose your life, you lose that worldly life, then you're going to preserve that life in the everlasting kingdom, right? Verse 34, I tell you, and that night there shall be two men in one bed. And the one shall be taken, and the other shall be left. Two women shall be grinding together. The one shall be taken, and the other left. Two men shall be in the field, and one shall be taken, and the other left. And they answered and said unto him, where, Lord? And he said unto them, wheresoever the body is, thither will the eagles be gathered together. All right, so the disciples asked him, where's this going to happen? And he said, wherever the body is, wherever Israel is going to happen. Right?
Mm-hmm.
So
saying that singular body, wherever it is going to be taken up.
Okay.
Or wherever the body is, where we gather together, we be taken up.
Okay. Now we can end out with prayer.
Or the Most High chose. Hey, the young Lord finished up a good lesson. Hope y'all enjoyed that. Um, yeah, he do need a cut, Gubble. I think he wolfing. All right, let me see something. So we're about to get to these prayers, and we're about to head downtown to go put in the work, put in our brick. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be a good topic. I'm going in on when I get down there. So Lord willing, we see y'all. So let's get to these prayers. All right, here we go to these prayers. All right, this is the now. It is our duty to praise the Master of all, to ascribe greatness to the author of creation, who has not made us like the nations of the lands, nor placed us like the families of the earth, who has not made our portion like theirs, nor our destinies like all their multitude. For they worship vanity, and pray to a God who cannot save. Bow and worship and the supreme King of Kings, the Holy One. Blessed be He who extends the heavens and establishes the earth, whose throne of glory is in the heavens above, and whose power is present is in the highest of heights. He is our God, there is no other. Truly, He is our King, there is none else. As it is written in the Torah, ye shall know, take to heart this day, that the Yahweh Elohim in the heavens above and on the earth below. There is no other. Hallelujah.
Yeah.
Hallelujah.
Yeah.
Hallelujah.
Yeah.
Hashem. Hashai. Mashiach.
Yeah.
Shema. Yahshua. Yahweh. 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 Shema. Yahshua. Yahweh. Yahweh, Yahweh, Shema, Asherah, Yahweh, Yahweh, Shema, Yahshua, Yahweh, Allah, Yahweh, Yahweh, Praise the Lord.
It's the Ten Commandments, love thy neighbor. Howell, Yah, Howell, Allahayaka, Asherah, Watazah, Atika, Moratazah, Moratazayim, Moratazayim, La'ah, Yahaya, Lakah, Allahayim, Karim, Yah, La'ah, La'ashah, Lakah, Saul, Wala'ah, La'adam, La'ah, Korka, Ashab, Yahweh, Hashawah, Zakar, Hayawum, Hashabah, Lakadash, Bad, Abaka, Bad, Amka, La'ah, Ratazah, La'ah, Dana'ah, La'ah, Dana'ah, La'ah, Dana'ah, Shakur, La'ah, Dakamah, Call, Asherah, La'ra'aika, First Basic Commandments. Hear, O Israel, Yahweh our God, Yahweh is one. Thou shalt love Yahweh thy God with all thy heart, and with all thy soul, and with all thy might. Second greatest commandments. Ra'aita la'ato kama la'ah, the tar af on your anka wa abda la ra'aita kama wa ka on Yahweh. Thou shalt not avenge nor bear any grudge against the children of thy people. Thou shalt love thy neighbors thyself. How? This is chapter 1, Hasha'am, Lord of the woman. Now when Yahushua was a Bethlehem, in the house of Simon the leper, there came unto him a woman having an alabaster box of very precious ointment, and poured it on his head as he sat at meat. But when his disciples saw it, they indignation, saying, To what purpose is this waste? For this ointment might have been sold for 300 pence 1 year's wages and given to the poor. When Yahushua understood it, he said unto them, Why trouble ye the woman? For she hath wrought a good work upon me. For ye have the poor always with you, but ye have not always. For in that she hath poured this ointment on my body, she did it for my burial. Verily I say to you, wheresoever this gospel shall be preached in the whole world, there shall also this, that this woman hath done be told before of her. Hallelujah.
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 Hashem.
Hashem.
Shah.
Yahshua.
Yah.
Yahshua. All right. Shalom. Yahbashim Yahshua Brakathum. Shalom.